True story, written by Sergei Kordakov and the Persecutor. You know, the Russian KGB agent who persecuted Christians with his police hooligan group until he defected to America and became Christian himself. Well, he was relating the story how that their group found out a person was Christian, a girl was a Christian. So they went to her workplace to ask questions about her, and before they didn't tell that workplace, that factory, that she was a Christian. All her co-workers and managers were giving her glowing recommendations. Hard worker. But when they told her she was a Christian, they gave a gasp and started, oh, now that I remember, she did do this, she is that. Let me tell you something, fucking bitch. Christians do that fucking same shit that the communists did. John Piper, when talking about Ravi Zachariah, you know, after the scandal of his sexcapades, he was talking about Ravi Zachariah, and he was saying and he was talking about how when he used to listen to him, he said he thought something was fishy about him. But let me tell you something, bitch. If Ravi Zacharias had never been uncovered for a scandal, he wouldn't be saying that shit. He would have had a glowing recommendation of Ravi Zacharias. Okay, so what's my goddamn fucking point? These Christians who fall into sexual sin, like the woman who divorced her husband because her husband was beating on her, and Dr. John MacArthur disfellowshipped her, and he even said she might not be saved for that sin. That the fact that she could do that sin might mean she was never saved in the first place. Fuck you, pompous, intimidating, condescending son of a bitch. You filthy rich millionaire. You hypocrite. But yet, the same man turns around and excuses the murders of John Calvin, who killed dissenters. In fact, Christians will go out of their way. Calvinists will go out of their way to excuse or whitewash or even deny the murders of John Calvin, that murdering thug. What? And they say even if he did, he was just following the Bible, so God would forgive him. God would just sweep his sins under the rug. He's covered by the blood of Jesus, so God won't even mention them sins, John Calvin. Just because he brought to life Augustine Calvinism. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? You hypocrites. If Jesus is real, if Jesus doesn't judge you, Jesus is an unjust son of a bitch judge. If Jesus doesn't judge you, hypocrites. And yet, John MacArthur, because a woman divorced her husband because he beat the shit out of her. He'd beat the shit out of her. Because ye blind guides would strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. Ready, you stand ready with your stick. Ready, eager to beat over the head. People like, this woman, Jimmy Swaggart, what Ravi Zacharias and Jimmy Swaggart did was terrible. But which is worse? Would you rather have somebody committing adultery or going out there and killing somebody? Even in the Bible, God puts sins in different, varying degrees. All the sins that Manasseh did, God forgave Manasseh, but in another verse of scripture, God mentioned the murders, all the innocent blood that Manasseh shed. And he said God would not pardon Israel as a nation for this. Israel was going to be judged. And God did not sweep those sins under the rug. John Calvin, I curse you. You are anathema, you son of a bitch, you murdering thug, you power corrupt You follow the teachings of the law. The letter kills, but the spirit gives life. Paul wrote, You are not a follower of Jesus Christ. Yes, you were saved, I believe. But if God doesn't judge you for your murders, then fuck God. God can go fuck himself. My soul demands justice. If God is truly just and holy, I demand justice against it. People went to hell because John Calvin killed them. If you listen to a sermon by David Brousseau, he said the early church fathers did not believe in killing heretics. It was in vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. There are two kingdoms. The early Christians did not involve themselves in the wicked kingdoms of darkness, governments of men. You're supposed to be a light of hope to come to Jesus Christ. And you stupid motherfucker, y'all are hypocrites. You, John MacArthur, all you Calvinists, you are hypocrites. John MacArthur, you filthy rich millionaire, you don't really follow the teachings of Jesus. I can prove it to you. Jesus said, Give to him that asketh of thee, and from him that will borrow of thee turn thou not away. I need some stem cells because I had a stroke. I need a toothpick. I need some crowns on my teeth. I want to get a hair transplant. You got millions of dollars, John MacArthur. Can I borrow $50,000 so I can get my medical needs and pay you back? And you know what you're gonna say? No, you're disobeying the teachings of Jesus. You hypocrite. You either take all of Jesus' commands or none of them. If thou keep the law and all points yet, and if thou keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, you are guilty of all, you hypocrite. And you wonder why there's no revival in this nation. And you wonder why these Christians can't get their prayers answered. Because they're hypocrites. They're as close to God. The child molester is as far as God is as far as from God as the earth is the sun. Dr. John MacArthur is as far from God as the moon is from the sun. Yeah, John MacArthur is closer to God. John MacArthur is truly born again. Fuck you, God. I'm disappointed in you, Jesus. I'm disappointed in you. You have let me down. Your Christians are a bunch of hypocrites. You have let me down. You know what this fucking country needs? The government needs to start killing off Christians. There's too many tares in the wheat field. The government needs to make Christianity capital offense and start killing Christians. And then, when Christians are not so big and bad, when Christians become small, weak, despised, detestable, then Jesus will become bigger, and he will shine to the world. Because the Christians are doing an abysmal. Because the Christian community today is a putrid failure. They can't even answer my questions that are plaguing me. So fuck every goddamn one of y'all, you fucking goddamn stupid fools, you hypocrites. Yes, I called you fools. Paul the Apostle called the Corinthians fools. Look, just because you call someone a fool does not mean you're gonna go into hell. It's the attitude. That verse of scripture: Whosoever shall say to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Now, this is what he's really saying. Let me give me an illustration. He would say it like this way today: Whoever says to his brother, "You moron," shall be in danger of the council. But whoever says to his brother, "You fucking nigger," shall be in danger of hellfire. It's not that the word "fool" is a magic word. Jesus called people fools. Duh. Ding dong. Paul the Apostle did. Thou fool. When they were asking what type of body is the resurrection body, and Paul the Apostle says, "Thou fool, that which is sown is not that which is reaped." Jesus called his disciples, "O fools and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Ought not Christ who have suffered and died and entered into his glory and risen from the dead?" So I'm Dr. John MacArthur, and all you Calvinists, you fools, you hypocrites. John Calvin, you snake, you murderer. I hope you do not escape the judgment of God at the bema seat of Christ for the murders you committed, for the people you sent to hell, and his government trying to force Christianity on the masses. That's not that God does not force. God invites you, bids you. He doesn't force himself on you. And I curse the Calvinist theology that says, I'll say this: if God truly could save everybody, but chooses not to, then he can go fuck himself.